In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use a boost activity called brainstorming to help students rethink and redesign for output 5. Now, I know the purists among you would say, well, get a pencil, start sketching. That's fine. But what I have found in the past is I have a certain amount of students that will just go straight to the internet, oh, that's the one I'm doing, and they kind of just mollycoddle it into basically something that passes as a concept design. Whereas I found last year with my 5th years, I experimented with this because it was after Christmas before I found Brisk. And I set up a brainstorming activity using the brief and the points from the marking scheme. And it helped the students think their way through it. Okay. So now we'll take a look. So what I've done is I've set it up here in my document. So I go to create, and I don't want to create this time. I want to boost student activity. And I want to brainstorm. Now, as with previous documents, make sure you have the share set to anyone with a link, or else the students won't be able to see the document. So brainstorm British English 10th grade, create a brainstorming activity about this document. And basically all I've done is so look, I just keep it simple, boost it, and it comes into a new environment. And it sets out learning objectives, and it'll just go through that there, then it'll set it up, and then we can interact with it, and I show you how you can. So here's the brief. So this is what the students will face when they come in front of us. Learning objectives, 5 creative ideas. Now you can target that yourself. You can change those. You can edit it there. Look, you can edit the learning objectives. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. So let's go. I'll just show you what happens. So first of all, it comes up with an introduction statement, usually. So now, so in this case, it explains what target markets are or what themes are and design features. So first thing you would that's encourage the students, if they didn't know what it was, to actually ask it what's the difference between a target market and a theme. Now, they can, using that icon there, this won't come out in the video now, I don't think, but they can actually listen to this, right? They will read through. So for a child that finds it difficult to read, this will actually, they can listen to it. Now you can also, instead of typing, you can actually speak into it. So we'll just try this here. So I wish to design a lunchbox for a workman so that he can take his lunch with him daily without the fear of it spoiling or the lunchbox getting broken. So we'll see what his response is. So I've identified 2 user needs, right? So what then ask you, what are you thinking about? So again, I am thinking about a carpenter that roofs houses. No, it doesn't pick up the wording correct very clearly sometimes, but look, get the idea. So we have a target market achieved, and so it says the concept of things in like the physical environment, how they move around their workday, what tools, equipment they're already carrying, what's the biggest challenge for a roofer faces when trying to eat their lunch on the job. Normally, a roofer works outside, so weather may be a challenge. Trying to keep the food warm or fresh may be a challenge. So it gets the students to think, and you can work your way down. And A new feature that wasn't there the last time is you can attach a file, so they can attach sketches into it and talk about their sketches as well. Okay, so this really does help people to work their way through output 5. Okay. Now to share it with the students, you can very simply copy the link and paste it into your Teams or whatever, or you can share it through this called Share Activity with Students, where you create a class. Now, so copy link, all right, and add a class. Now, the only reason I add a class, I don't use it as a class, but I use it for a file management system. So I use it under DCG. So for construction, I would have another one. I just put name only login. No, the kids aren't going to log into the class. There, all right, I copy that link and paste it in. That's that done. Okay. And they see this on the screen and they can work away then. Now, if you go back, so you go back to your output, where do you find that again when you go back to Brisk? When you go back to Brisk again, when you open up the Brisk icon, you're looking here for the house. You go to the house and you go to recent, and it shows you then, right? Boost Brainstorm created whenever. So that's the one we created for this video. All right. So that's how you find them back there then.